What is up guys, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome to another video. For those of you that have been on the channel for a while, you have probably seen my main gaming rig, which at the minute is going through a few changes, and that is primarily due to the fact that I no longer want to run SLI, so I will be swapping out the graphics card. A video will be coming on that, and the fact that the CPU, which is a 7700K, just in case you don't know, is running a little hot under full load and hitting around 84-85 degrees, which isn't terrible, but it's definitely not ideal, to the point that I was actually considering water cooling this. But Corsair recently got in touch and said that they have some new coolers coming to the market. Would I like to check one out? And I said hell yes, and it is finally here. So Corsair has just went ahead and released the H115i Pro and the H150i Pro, and finally we have RGB on a Corsair cooler, something I know a lot of people have been asking for some time, as other manufacturers have already went ahead and implemented that, and it is definitely nice for those of us who want to go ahead and make sure our whole system matches if we're using certain colours, etc. So finally we have it. So I opted to go for the larger H150i Pro that features a 368mm rad with three 128mm ML series fans included, customizable RGB backlit pump head, and full Corsair LINK integration, which I absolutely love, and this is a piece of software that I definitely use at least on a daily basis. It just allows me to monitor everything and change my settings when needed. Okay, so for this video, what I thought I would do is do an unboxing, show you what you get inside the box, and go ahead and show you the steps to fit it into an Intel system. Don't worry if you have AMD, as the steps are pretty much similar and all the instructions are very clear in the booklet that you get included, and honestly they're super easy to follow. But I thought I would go ahead and show you me swapping the H100i out for the new cooler, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so first of all, let's get the box open and see what we have included inside. So we have three 128mm ML fans, as I have already mentioned. We have a backplate and AMD mount, as the Intel is pre-installed, an internal USB cable for hooking the cooler up to Link. We have all the screws and bolts that we will need, instructions and warranty info as well. And last up, of course, we have the cooler itself. On first glance, I will say I definitely like the design. It's not overly bulky, and the silver accent is a nice touch, and it will complement my MSI titanium motherboard just perfectly. In case you are curious, the three cables attached to the cooler are for attaching the three included fans up, a CPU fan header, and of course a SATA for power, but I'll show you that during the install. The rad itself is all black and is constructed from aluminium and features a shiny Corsair logo on the side, which is definitely a nice touch and will look good in the case. In case you are wondering, the copper cold plate does have thermal paste pre-applied, and for the purpose of this video I will go ahead and leave the pre-applied paste on there just to see what the temps are like, etc. But I will admit that usually when I'm doing a build, I usually clean this off and put my own thermal paste on there. I don't know why I do it, it's just something that I have always done, but anyway, I digress. So let's go ahead and prepare my PC for the install. So due to the radiator's size, I won't be able to mount it up top where I had my H100i, so it's going on the front, and I will be utilising my HD 120 fans instead of the included fans, as I am rocking a Corsair 570X case, but the process is the exact same either way no matter what fans you are utilising. Bear in mind there are several ways that you can mount fans on radiators for push, pull, etc. So you can decide which way you prefer and which suits your system the best. So as you can see, I have my three fans in position at the front on the case, and we are going to drop the rad in behind it and mount it. To attach them together, we are going to use these long screws that I will pass through the fans and catch the radiator. So all you do from here is get your first hole lined up and then basically just work your way around all the fan holes until they are all connected and the radiator is nice and secure. Just make sure never to over tighten screws when dealing with rads, as you could potentially easily damage or puncture it, and I will admit that I have done this before on another radiator, maybe due to poor design or maybe just to me over tightening, but definitely always just make sure that they are hand tight and just don't go too crazy and you will be absolutely fine. So when you have it in place, you are going to want to stand your PC back up, and we are going to go ahead and install the backplate. This is adjustable depending on your socket, so just make sure you can get it through the 4 holes on the rear of the motherboard. Next, take the standoffs that correspond with your socket. They are clearly labelled in the manual, and hand tighten them into the backplate and secure it in place. From here we can go ahead and install the pump head. Just line it up with the standoffs and press it into place, and then you can go ahead and secure them down with the 4 thumb screws. I suggest you hand tighten these first in a crisscross pattern, and then give a small tighten with a screwdriver without being overzealous. So now that everything is installed, it's time to connect our 3 cables. Go ahead and connect the CPU fan cable to the header on your motherboard. The SATA cable will of course need to be connected to the power supply, and if you aren't utilising the Commander Pro etc like myself, you will have to connect your fans to the cables coming from the pump head. Now all that's left to do is fire up your system and hope that it all works, and if it does you will see some RGB goodness, and when you fire up the Link software the cooler should be listed. As I mentioned, I'm a massive fan of the Link software as I can easily monitor and control everything in one place. We can see our CPU temperature and set up notifications for different temps. You can monitor your fans and change profiles at the click of a button. And the same applies to the pump itself, perfect for anyone who uses their system for multiple tasks, as I can select the performance that I am needing etc when I'm rendering out videos, and then again readjust it when I'm just browsing the web or watching YouTube videos. And of course, now that we have some RGB, you can go ahead and customize the lighting till your heart's content. There are loads of different effects, colours, and all the usual stuff that you find with RGB products, but you will have no problems with the customization options. So overall, I would definitely say that I am a massive fan of the design and the lighting zones, and I love having my whole PC fully synced up now in the same colour rather than the static white on the previous coolers. But all that aside, how much of a temp improvement did I see? Well, as you know, under load my CPU was hitting around 83 to 85 degrees with the H100i, but with the H150i installed, temps are sitting at 68 to 71, so definitely a good improvement that I am happy with now. Pricing for this cooler is around $169, while the H115i Pro will retail at $139, so what do you think? Do you think it's worth it? For me personally, I am definitely happy to have this in my system now. I love the fact that we finally have RGB, and having that larger rad has definitely made the difference for me. It is going to allow me to go ahead and render some videos on this system. As you know, I do have my Ryzen system down below, which I use primarily for all of my video needs, but sometimes I do need to render 2 videos at a time etc. So this is going to allow me to do that without worrying about my CPU in the long run. So let me know what you think, guys. Do you like the new RGB? Do you like the new cooler? Let me know down below, would you like one of these in your system? As always, if you have any questions or want to see more videos like this where I go through installs etc, just let me know down below. As always guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe, be kind to each other, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Todos no tienen que dar